Apple sent me the 13-inch MacBook Air. This is the brand new MacBook Air. It's 2.8 pounds. It's thin, it's light, it's fun, it's powerful, and guess what? It's got the new Magic Keyboard. Obviously, Apple didn't redesign the MacBook Air. In fact, this looks a lot like the 2019 edition, but you can see the one really big difference here. This is the new Magic Keyboard, which we first saw in the MacBook Pro 16-inch. So this key design is quite different from the butterfly key design that some people did not like on the MacBook Pros and the last MacBook Air. Apple replaced the butterfly keyboard with this new Magic Keyboard, which has a completely different mechanism underneath. We've got the scissor, it's a scissor mechanism underneath. It's got greater travel. It's quiet, it's sure. I typed on it for hours and I really enjoyed it. You've got the Touch ID over here, which is of course, both power, but also to log in, register your finger, log in with that. It's got the inverted T cursor or control key here, which is actually just a little bit, because of the design where they cut down the size of these keys, a little bit easier for you to figure out when you're not looking at it where you're going. Obviously, it's all backlit. You can control it with the function keys. It's backed up by, of course, the huge Force Trackpad, which covered in glass, huge, feels great. You can use multi-finger gestures on it and rest your hands on either side here, so it's comfortable to use when you're typing. So it's got the Retina display, which is 2,560 pixels by 1,600 pixels. It's LED and it's backlit, obviously. It's clear, it's bright, it's sharp. I've been watching movies on it, playing games on it, and obviously doing a lot of work on it. These stereo speakers, by the way, which are right here on the side, they're really powerful. Great listening experience, so you would definitely not want to play them in the office. You'll blow everybody else out of the room. Two other really big changes here. We now have the 10th generation Intel Core i. This one actually comes with the Core i5 quad-core Core i5 CPU, but it starts with a Core i3, a dual-core Core i3. So the baseline price of the new 13-inch MacBook Air is going to be $999, which is actually cheaper than the last one, but you are starting with the Core i3. I did not test that. I don't know how that does. So my Core i5 performance, my quad-core Core i5 performance, really good, powerful. I played games on it, I watched movies on it, I opened tons of browser windows, which by the way, is the thing that really slows this guy down. And the only thing I noticed is a lot of fan noise. I mean, it really, like when I'm really pushing the CPU, it really goes. Also, it has the Intel Iris Plus GPU, so it's got more graphics power. Apple is finally getting the message on storage. So now it starts with 256 gigabytes inside, which is great. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. This one has 6 megabytes of L3 cache, a little bit more than you get on the i3. The MacBook Air is one of Apple's most popular Macs, if not its most popular Mac. And I can see why. I've always really loved the design of this, and it's gorgeous, it's thin, it's light, 2.8 pounds, so it's got all-day battery life. In my tests, I got about 10 hours, but I was also max brightness, I was pushing the processor hard all day. If you're doing just regular web browsing and light work on Wi-Fi, you're going to get about 11 hours of battery life. If you do nothing but watch video, you're going to get 12 hours of battery life. But this is basically an all-day system. Great for students, great for office work, great for fun. I just think this update is going to continue the streak of the MacBook Air 13-inch being Apple's most popular Mac. Thanks for watching. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe.